I have more respect for a man who lets me know where he stands, even if he's wrong.
We always said in Black Panther Party that they can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary.
Lesson 4. The Philosophy of Knowledge. Objective. In this lesson, students will explore the concept of knowledge, what it is, how we acquire it, and whether it's possible to know everything. By understanding how we gather information and what makes something true or known, students will gain a deeper understanding of how knowledge shapes our lives. 1. What is knowledge? The concept of knowledge is central to philosophy, but what does it mean to know something? Knowledge isn't just about having facts or information, it's about understanding the truth and being able to justify why something is true. In philosophy, knowledge is often defined as justified true belief. This means that for someone to know something, 3 things must be true. It must be true. That must be true. The thing you believe must be accurate. For example, if you believe that the earth revolves around the sun, this is true. You must believe it to know something. You have to think that it is true. For instance, if you believe in gravity, you think it's true because you've experienced it. You must have a good reason for believing it. It's not enough just to believe something is true. You need reasons or evidence to support your belief. For example, you know that fire is hot because you've touched it and felt the heat. This definition may seem straightforward, but philosophers have long debated what counts as knowledge and how we can be sure that our beliefs are truly justified. For example, can we truly know everything? Is it possible to be absolutely certain about any belief, or is knowledge always uncertain to some degree? 2. Ways of learning. We gather knowledge in many different ways. Understanding how we learn can help us see the different methods through which we can acquire information and understand the world around us. Some common ways of learning include observation. One of the simplest and most natural ways to gather knowledge is by observing the world around us. For example, if you observe that plants grow taller when they get sunlight, you gain knowledge about how plants react to their environment. Observation is a key part of science and helps us form conclusions about the world. Experience also plays an important role in learning. We learn a lot from doing things ourselves. For instance, when you learn how to ride a bike, you gain knowledge not just by hearing about how it works, but by actually getting on the bike and practicing. Through trial and error, you develop a better understanding of balance and movement. Books, teachers, and other forms of communication are another key way we gain knowledge. Books can provide information and ideas from people who have studied subjects in depth. Teachers share their knowledge and help guide students through new concepts. In both cases, we rely on the expertise of others to learn things we haven't experienced ourselves. Reasoning. Sometimes we come to know things through reasoning, thinking logically about something based on what we already know. For example, if we know that all humans need water to survive, we can reason that someone who has been without water for several days might be in trouble. 3. Can we know everything? Philosophers have long wondered if it is possible to know everything about the world. Is there a limit to what we can understand, or can we learn and know everything? Some people believe that we can know everything, or at least keep learning until we reach a complete understanding of the universe. This idea is known as epistemic optimism. Some thinkers argue that by using tools like science, logic, and technology, we can uncover all the mysteries of the world, from the smallest particles to the vastness of the universe. However, many philosophers believe that there are limits to our knowledge. This idea is known as epistemic humility. Some things may be beyond our understanding. For example, there are things we can never observe directly, like the future or distant parts of the universe. We may also never fully understand the complexities of the human mind or the nature of consciousness. Even within our own experience, knowledge is often limited. We can only learn so much through our senses, and we are constantly making assumptions based on incomplete information. Additionally, our knowledge changes over time. What we once thought to be true may later be proven false. Philosophers like Immanuel Kant suggested that there are limits to what we can know, and that the world we see might not be the true world, but a version shaped by our minds and senses. In other words, even if we think we know everything, there may still be things we can never truly grasp. Activity: how did you learn? Now that we've explored how knowledge works, Let's discuss how we each learn things in our own lives. This will help us reflect on the ways in which we gather knowledge. How did you learn to ride a bike? Did you simply watch someone else, or did you have to practice it yourself? What did you learn through experience that you couldn't have learned by reading a book or asking someone else? How did you learn to read? Did you learn through lessons from a teacher, by seeing written words around you, or through your own practice? Was it a process of reasoning, repetition, or experience? By sharing these stories, we can see that different people may acquire the same knowledge in different ways. The methods of learning may vary, but in the end, they all lead to understanding the world around us. Conclusion. In this lesson, we explored the philosophy of knowledge, examining what it means to know something, how we learn, and whether it is possible to know everything. We learned that knowledge involves belief, truth, and justification. We also saw that there are many ways we gather knowledge, including through observation, experience, reasoning, and learning from others. Finally, we discussed whether it's possible to know everything. While some believe that knowledge has no limits, others argue that there are things we may never fully understand. This ongoing philosophical debate reminds us that knowledge is always evolving and that there is always more to learn. Understanding knowledge is an important part of philosophy, as it helps us navigate our world and make sense of our experiences. By exploring how we learn and question what we know, we become more thoughtful and curious thinkers.